warm-up presented by Coles Market. I'm Mark Coons. Patrick Kamler will join us in just a little bit, as tonight we are at Columbus Grove as the Bulldogs get ready for the 2014 high school football season. Joined now by the head coach of Columbus Grove, Andy Schaefer. Third year now with the Bulldogs, and we know that the first year you got into the late start, second year you're able to start to implement things. Third year, you're feeling at home now?
Yeah, we are. We definitely feel at home. We got the same offense, the same defensive staff finally coming back, and definitely excited and ready to go.
2-8 a season ago, 1-6 in the NWC, not the season you were hoping for. Were there lessons learned, though, from that year?
Oh, absolutely. You know, the thing that I really enjoyed about last year was the way that our kids competed in every game. And unfortunately, you know, the clock ticked at the wrong spot for us, but we were definitely fighting. A lot of those games, we were either down by a score, up by a score, or something like that with about 3 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, and we just couldn't get over the hump. And, you know, that's kind of the sign of a young team, which is what we were.
Yeah, like Earl Bruce likes to say, he never lost a game, but there's several games where the time ran out on him.
That's right.
You mentioned it, a young team, a lot of guys coming back from that team now.
Yeah, we have an extreme amount of kids that are coming back, and it's just neat to see because, you know, definitely my first year here, when I was talking in practice, nobody understood anything. The second year, it was kind of that way too, just because we were so young. And this year, we are so far along in camp right now. You know, we got our inter-squad scrimmage we're about to do, and we have a full playbook on both sides of the ball, which is nice.
One guy you can build around on both sides of the ball, Joey Warnicki, running back, linebacker, was recognized all NWC last year, and he's back now.
Yeah, Joey's season was cut short a little bit last year with concussion in week 8, so he was actually able to kind of maybe play against Bluffton in that last game, and it would have been nice to have him, obviously, but we just thought, you know, for his future, obviously, the best thing to do was just to hold him out. And so doing that has really enabled him to watch the game from the sidelines, and I think he's learned a lot from that, and we're expecting great things from Joey this year. He's just a great leader on and off the field.
Certainly when you talk football, certainly the last few years, concussions are a major topic. What protocols does Columbus Grove have in place for concussions?
We actually use a guy that actually fits helmets for West Virginia, and he really does a good job. And we actually only had one concussion last year. Unfortunately, it was one of our top players, but we pride ourselves in taking precautions the right way. You know, we check their mouth guards, we check their helmet. We just want to make sure that we have the best equipment, and you know, obviously things can happen, but we want to make sure that we're doing things to avoid those problems.
A couple of weeks before you strap it on for real against Pandora Gilboa. It's always a great way to start off the season. That'll be one of 2 Columbus Grove games you'll be able to see on WOSN, as well as the Week 8 matchup against Paulding, as you've got the Rockets coming into Clymer Stadium in a few weeks.
We're excited about Pandora game. Just as always, obviously, it's just a natural rivalry when you can, you know, throw a rock and hit Pandora from here. So, you know, it's not very far away. They have a new coach, so they're going to be excited. And we got a lot of things that we need to prove to get back on track. But, you know, right now we're not even really thinking about Pandora as much as we are ourselves. We just want to make sure that we have our guys focused and doing the right thing and come together as a team family.
What do you need to work on the most between now and that Week 1 game?
We just need to work on trust. We need to work on just trust amongst each other on players and trust amongst the coaches. We have our system in place. There shouldn't be any questions by now, and they just got to trust what they need to do, see it, go attack, whether it's offense and defense, and finish the game.
What's the coaching staff like this year?
Coaching staff is excited. I mean, it's just neat to see unity amongst the staff, and when you have the same staff over a number of years, you can just see teams get better. You talk to the Ottawa Glandorfs, the Kentons that had runs with staffs for years and years and years. Back in my days when I was at Liberty Benton, and we had a staff that was put together for a long time, and that really helps with kids. And I've just noticed that the kids just trust the coaches. They have relationships not just on the football field, but outside the football field as well, and that makes a huge difference.
You know, 3 years now here at Grove. What are some of the ways you've built your relationships with your players?
Oh, we spend a lot of time together. Just, you know, I actually live basically right next to the school. You can see the football field from my backyard, and you know, the guys can come over anytime if they want. But you know, all I have to do is look out the door, and I see them driving by, and you know, just stop and talk and that kind of stuff. But you know, we have a very committed off-season program, so we spend a lot of time together.
Off-season, this particular off-season, the OHSAA added some rules in, allowing some more coaching, allowing some more time. How did you utilize that extra time over the summer?
Well, you know, as a small school, you have kids competing in multiple sports.
Right.
So that really is hard for small schools. But we did take advantage of it, mainly in the summer when baseball and track was over.
Right.
I was not about to pull some kids out of baseball, track, or basketball and wrestling. You know, those guys need to compete in those sports, and we all know Columbus Grove has a pride and a history and a tradition in all sports here. So we don't want to take away from that. We want to encourage our guys to compete.
11 times Columbus Grove has made the playoffs, 2009 the last time. Is Week 11 what you guys are aiming for this year?
Absolutely. You know, we're the biggest Division VII school in the state of Ohio, so there's really no excuse why we can't get there. We got guys coming back. We got guys excited, so that definitely is something that drives us.
Northwest Conference a season ago, you had that three-way tie between Jefferson, Crestview, and Ada. We mentioned you guys 1-6 in the league. Do you think maybe this year you can, I don't want to necessarily say catch some teams sleeping on you, but could you be a dark horse this year?
We could, but again, I'm not really going to worry about the other teams. We're just going to take one game at a time and focus on ourselves.
You got Allen East as the NWC opener in Week 2. We mentioned you opened up against Pandora Gilboa, Ada Week 3, and then LCC in Week 4. As Scott Pulte, former Grove head coach, is back and will be back at Clymer Stadium in Week 4. That's always been a special rivalry over the years between Grove and LCC.
It is, and I'm not really sure that it's the right thing to do to get rid of them on the schedule. This is our last one, but just knowing that, and our kids know that this is the last time that they'll play LCC for who knows how long. I mean, it just means something more. So, yeah, our kids will be fired up, and I'm sure Coach Paulding's going to have his kids fired up too. It means a lot for him and to have a good game, and that's what we're planning. We're planning a nice, good rivalry game.
All right, thank you very much, Coach Andy Schaefer of the Columbus Grove Bulldogs. Need to take a break on this Coles Market warm-up. When we come back, Patrick Kamler will sit down with some Bulldog players here in WOSN.
Welcome back to the Coles Market warm-up show. Continuing talking to the Columbus Grove Bulldogs. Got a couple Bulldogs with me here on set. Got Joey Warnicki and Kristen Steckschulte. Guys, thanks a lot for joining us.
Thanks.
First, I'm going to talk with you, Joey. How's practice going so far for you guys?
Practice has been going well. We got a lot of guys stepping up and continuing to push each other and make each other get better and work harder.
Awesome. Christian, a lot of younger guys. You guys are returning a ton of guys from this past year. How have the seniors been working on getting those guys kind of up to speed and helping the younger players and helping them to figure out how they're going to go this season?
We've been helping out a lot. We've even got 2 seniors that just joined the team this year. There's only 7 of us, but we've been helping out the coaches as much as we can, getting the younger guys in and getting them reps and helping them know what they're doing.
What are some specific things that you guys have been working on?
We're focusing a lot on run this year, and mainly just getting the young guys in and getting them reps with their run plays so they know what they're doing.
We're making sure everyone knows their assignments and knows what to do, and they can get in and scout team and then push each other to get positions and make each other work better.
Now, we only started talking about football here about the last week. When did this process start for you guys? When do you guys start working on football? You first, Joey. Go ahead.
It's been going on since before school even ended. We've been working in the mornings, but now when we're in pads, we're in full contact. It's time to go. We're ready.
A couple weeks, Pandora Gilboa is coming in. It's your first game. Christian, I'll ask you this first. What has you most excited about Week 1?
Well, definitely the loss last year helps us want to get them back a lot more. We beat them like 3 years in a row, I think, and lost last year, kind of refired the rivalry a little bit, so that helps out a lot with motivation for Week 1.
So coming off a 2-8 record, not the best, 1-6 in conference, what are you guys specifically working on between now and Week 1 to get better?
We're working on our competition. We're finishing drives in the end zone during practice. We're pushing harder, and we're making sure that we finish each drive.
What has impressed you guys so far about the team? Is just in the few weeks you guys have been at it, what has stuck out to you guys? What has impressed you about either what you guys have been doing or what your teammates have been doing?
I would say our camaraderie. We all get along. We're all friends with each other. We get along real well. So that's going to help us out on the football field.
Christian,
I'd say the new guys stepping up. We had 3 upperclassmen just join the team for their first year this year, and they're stepping up and fitting right in with the system. And the younger kids too. We've got a bunch of freshmen trying to get reps with the older guys and getting better.
All right, thanks a lot, Joey Warnicki, Christian Steckschulte for sitting down with us. When we come back on the Coles Market Warm-Up Show, we'll have some more Bulldogs right here on WOSN. Welcome back to the Warm-Up Show, sponsored by Coles Market. A couple more Bulldogs have joined me here on the field. We've got David Bogart and Tanner Frum. Guys, thanks a lot for being with us.
Thank you.
Only 7 seniors on the team, as we learned. I'll ask David this first. What is it like on the team when there are really not a lot of seniors? You're used to a few more on a team traditionally. When it's only 7 of you guys, how does that affect you guys from a leadership perspective and getting the underclassmen ready to go?
Well, it's not too bad because we got a lot of returning players, so we got a lot of guys know what they're doing. So we had a lot of varsity players coming back. So the leadership part isn't too hard because we got a lot of, the senior class this year is a lot of leaders. We don't have many followers. We're just a bunch of all-around guys, the leaders for the team.
Tanner, what are you most excited about heading into the football season?
Well, we have a lot bigger numbers this year compared to last year for the team, and I really think that's going to help out our team with helping each other get better on practice and game nights too.
And what have you guys, I'll go back to you, what have you been working on the most here since you've been in camp?
Well, we've been working on a lot of tackling. Tackling was a big deal for us last year, so we've just been repping them tackling drills out in defense practice, and then offensively we've been working on our route running and our running plays, so that helps a lot for the season and stuff.
What do you feel like you guys are working on the most getting ready for week 1 here against Pandora Gilboa?
Well, we've really been working both ways. That way we're a really well-rounded team. So that way we don't have many weaknesses when it comes to week 1 against Pandora. So we are ready to go.
Does it amp up the preparation just a little bit to know you guys came off a 2-8 season and as seniors you know that you don't want to repeat that as much as you possibly can? Does that up it up a little bit?
Oh yeah, the 2-8 season was real tough for me. Yeah, I love football and I do everything I can for it. So I do my best, and the last thing I want to do is have another 2-8 season. And on my mind is week 11. That's all I want, week 11.
Along with week 11, because you guys want to get back to the playoffs. It's been a while, 2009, last time Columbus Grove was there. Are there any other games you guys have kind of circled on your calendar that you're like, oh, I really want to get up for that one? Although we know you're up for all of them, but are there any ones you've especially kind of circled on your calendar? Tanner, what do you think?
Well, I really feel like we, as a senior group, want to play LCC real bad because our ex-coach just went there and we want to have a shot at him again.
Well, I'm focused on Pandora right now. Just Pandora, everything, That's first game, and let's start from there, and let's get the season started for Pandora.
All right. Guys, good luck in the season. David Bogart and Tanner Frum, a couple seniors on the Bulldogs. That's going to wrap it up for the Coles Market Warm-Up Show. For Mark Kuntz, I'm Patrick Kamler. We'll see you next time.